Today, we're gonna show you the raw power of object masking in Photoshop 2026. So here we are in Photoshop 2026. You can see my image looks great, but honestly, just all this stuff here in the foreground is way too dark, and I have a lot of objects. I got a dude over here, people on the bench, sitting over here. It looks AI, but it's not, it's a real photograph. And we have these trees that are really, really detailed. How are we gonna make selections of this? But honestly, they're just all way too dark. So I need to be able to select all of these items and then bring up my exposure. Now, this is really difficult to do in just the regular build of Photoshop, but in Camera Raw, it's actually incredibly easy. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start with our background layer. Let's go ahead and click that. We need to make it a smart object. And by doing this, it's going to allow us to make changes at any time. It makes it non-destructive. Okay, so go to your background layer. We're gonna go to filter and we're gonna go to convert for smart filters. Boom and boom. Here you can see we have this icon and it tells us it's a smart object thumbnail. By the way, I gotta mention, if you wanna follow along with this tutorial, you can download this exact sample image. It's totally free. Just click on the link right down below. You'll even get this PSD. Boom, awesome. All right, we're jumping back in. So now our background layer is a smart object. We're gonna go to filter and we're gonna go to camera raw filter. This is where the magic happens. You can use this with raw photos, but you can also use this with JPEGs. Now within Camera Raw, you're gonna see this is basically like a Lightroom duplicate. We have amazing editing tools, but the latest update is the object selection. So we're gonna move right here into masking on the right-hand side. Let's open up our masking dialog and we're gonna choose objects. Boom. Now, the first thing you can see is basically I've got a brush here and I'm gonna be using my laptop. I don't have any special tools. This is all gonna be done automatically. I wanna select these trees. So I'm literally just gonna grab my brush and we're gonna go up and around and make sure we got the tree, and I'm just, I'm doing an embarrassingly sloppy job of selecting these trees, but when I let go, can you believe that? Let's just zoom in. Like, I did the sloppiest, worst job I could even try to imagine. But if I turn this show overlay off and on, it did a perfect job. And that is why this tool is so incredibly powerful. Look at this, all the foliage. I mean, years ago, this would have taken hours to make this mask. It did an absolutely perfect job with me as the co-pilot just doing the worst possible job on my end, but the AI took over and made this selection. Now, here's the cool thing. This is AI powered, but it's not doing the editing for us. It's not creating pixels. It's not gonna use any credits. It's just helping out make selections. And that's the AI that I love. I'm not a huge fan of the, create all these images for us. We all have ideas and opinions about that. But this is cool because it just takes the tedious work and it takes it over, and then you can get back to yourself actually doing the editing and the creative control. Okay, so we went ahead and selected all of these trees. I mean, with the sloppiest job ever. But the cool thing is now with this mask, if I go to add right here, well, look at this. I can go to add and I can go to select objects, and I can simply like paint over that guy, okay? And then I can go and paint over these people, and I can paint over that person, and I can paint over that person. Look how awesome that is. Now you can see in this case, I thought I wanted to select that area over there too. So I can actually find that one, right? I can go down here and I can find that one, and check this out. I can just go to object 4 and I'm just gonna go right over here. And I'm just gonna say, you know what? Just delete that one, and I'll just do it again by going to add. And this time we'll go to select objects. I'll just make my brush smaller, right? So I'm just gonna paint over this person and it's gonna know, oh, you just wanted that person? Okay, cool. And then it's gonna get them. And you make sure you get their leg too. Fantastic, look at that. It even got them with the motion blur. So powerful. Now, I do want to affect the ground. You can see it pulled a little bit of the ground there already. I'm cool with that because I actually wanted it to affect the ground. So we have a few ways of grabbing just the ground. This is like also new features. Okay, we can go right here in the same exact mask. I don't have to create any new mask. We can go in the same exact mask. I can go to add. I could either do the old school method, which would be grabbing a linear gradient, and with a linear gradient, I would just kind of just click and drag up right there like that. That's the old school method of doing it, okay? Or let's just turn this off temporarily. I can go to add, and I'm gonna go to the new school way of doing it. We would go to select landscape. Okay, select landscape is gonna break apart our whole photo, and then I can just hover over where it says, look at this, artificial ground or natural ground. Artificial ground, you're gonna see that's what's gonna get highlighted, and the natural ground, it's gonna select that area plus the mountains. So in this case, I would have to select both of these to select this area down here. And you know what? This is one of those cases where the old school version actually works better. So it's always good to know how to use those traditional tools as well. Okay, but pretty cool, right? If you wanted to select the sky, the mountains, the vegetation, you could do all this within landscape. But we're gonna just turn this linear gradient back on. That's our old school way of doing this that we love, okay? And look at this, I literally have one mask that selects all of the people, my foreground, and these complicated trees. Now here's where the magic happens. This is why we've done all this process, is because with this selection, I'm gonna just turn my overlay off real quick. With this selection active, now I can go into my settings and I can adjust the exposure. Look at this, of just those foreground elements. I can adjust the highlights and the shadows of just those foreground elements. I can get it exactly where I want it. You know, this is looking good, but I feel like the color isn't there. You know what? I want it to be warmer. So we're gonna drag our color temperature. We're just gonna drag that a little bit warmer. I think it's a little too saturated. So let's just grab our saturation and drag that down a little bit. There we go. That's starting to look a lot better. We can start to work on our contrast. This is already looking so much better. You can actually see detail in the people. But here's one more thing we're gonna take a look at, and let's just turn this off and on, by the way, so you can see what a difference we've made. The other cool thing is maybe I don't want it to be so visible down here on the ground. Maybe I want it to be darker in the foreground, right? So it kind of fades up to this detail. Well, we're just gonna go to the exact same mask here. I'm gonna scroll down to where it says subtract, and then I'm gonna go to a linear gradient. So we're gonna subtract out here from the ground and just kind of like drag it up like this. Fantastic, look at that. All right, we're just gonna hit this little menu item, and I'm gonna go to hide, where it says show pins and tools. The keyboard shortcut is V. I'm just gonna hide those temporarily so we can just focus on our image. But now we have our before and after. Honestly, a huge change by just selecting the actual objects in the photograph. The background was already perfectly exposed. It's staying perfectly exposed. We've just improved the exposure of everything in our foreground. Now, here's a cool thing. All we have to do is hit OK on the bottom right when we're done, and then boom, it auto updates and we're back into Photoshop, where we could use like the remove tool to get rid of any distractions. In fact, if I want to, I can be like, you know what? I don't want you anymore. I'm just being that guy right now. I have no reason to actually remove this person. They're actually cool, but I'm just showing you an example, right? So I'm back into Photoshop. I can just use my remove tool and paint over them, and then in just a second, they're gonna be gone. This doesn't use any credits, by the way, so you're gonna see, boom, now they're gone. But what I wanted to show you is that like we're back in the full build of Photoshop. But the cool thing, remember when we started this lesson? I'm laughing at myself. When we started this lesson, it was all about creating a smart object. So this is non-destructive. Check this out. Okay, all we have to do is right here on our back, remember we checked to made sure we have this smart object icon, okay? We have our smart filters and it says camera raw filter. So look at this, I can literally just double click right here on camera raw filter. I'm back in camera raw. I can go to my masking and look at this exact mask that we made earlier, and I can simply make adjustments to this exact same mask that we had earlier. There we go. I make any adjustment that I want, I hit OK, and it automatically updates here in Photoshop once again. I would just need to do that remove tool again because I changed my exposure, but you get the idea. Anyway, I like that lady walking by. I like the movement in there, so I'm glad she's back. But let's go ahead and hit F a couple times for full screen. You can see this photo is fantastic, and we have perfect resolution and exposure throughout. We were able to select everything in the foreground without like blowing out the background. I'm searching for my words right now, but you get what I'm saying. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, you can download this sample image and PSD. It's totally free. Just click on the link right down below. And if you want to get more free tutorials, simply click on subscribe. Thanks again, and I will Phlearn you later. Bye everyone.